Hey guys, Cam here from Pocket-lint, and so is this guy, the OnePlus 7 Pro. Like every other year, OnePlus has loaded its smartphone with tons of flagship features and hardware, plus some software that helps you make the most of it. So here are some little bits for you to try when you get yours.
Number 1. Remembering your parking location. A OnePlus Shelf, which lives to the left of the main home screen, has a new feature whereby you can get it to remember where you parked your car. Simply swipe left to right to get into the shelf and then tap Mark Location to mark a GPS log of where you parked. You can also hit the Take a Picture option, which is really handy if you're parking indoors and can't get accurate location data. Number 2 is screen recording. And as part of Oxygen OS now, you can record a screen capture of what's going on your phone. And you can access it quickly by dropping down the quick settings shade and then making sure your screen recorder option is in your grid of tiles. Then just tap it and a little recorder icon appears on the screen. Press the record button and you'll start recording. Number 3 is all to do with screen recording too. It's choosing external audio. So by default, the screen recording tool records the audio from whatever app is playing audio on your phone. But if you want it to record external audio through the mic as well, so you could be making an app tutorial as an example, or playing a game, or making a walkthrough video like this one, and record yourself talking over it. To enable this feature, tap the settings cog in the little recording floating window and choose audio source and then select microphone audio. You can also have no audio if you'd rather. Next up is adjusting the screen recorder resolution and quality. So if you want to, in the same settings menu, you can choose bitrate or resolution to adjust how good you want the capture quality to be. The bitrate ranges from 1 megabits per second to 20 megabits per second, while you get 4 different resolutions to choose from. Number 5, again, screen recording is hiding the touch operation. In the same settings, there's a toggle to switch on or off the touch operation, and with it on, it records a little round dot showing wherever you've touched the screen. Switch it off if you want to hide it. Moving on to that new awesome display and enabling permanent Quad HD Plus resolution. Now as standard, the OnePlus 7 Pro screen automatically switches between Quad HD, its maximum, and Full HD Plus depending on the content being displayed on the screen. If you want to always have it in Quad HD Plus for the sharpest content at all times, head to Settings, Display, Resolution, and then choose QHD Plus. Number 7 is choosing the 60Hz refresh rate. Now again, by default, the OnePlus 7 Pro's display is set to 90Hz to make the most of those fluid, smooth animations in the apps and in the games. Now if you like to conserve some battery by reducing it to a more typical frame rate, you can switch it to 60Hz by going to Settings, Display, Screen Refresh Rate, and then choose the 60Hz option. The last screen-related tip is enabling Video Enhancer. So if you want to make your videos a bit more color saturated and dynamic, toggle on Video Enhancer in the main display settings menu. Moving on to the camera now, and number 9 is trying out that drop protected selfie cam. Okay, so maybe don't actually try this one in case you break your phone, but one feature OnePlus was keen to show off with the 7 Pro was the pop-up camera's automatic drop protection. If you're taking a selfie and the phone slips out of your hand, the phone automatically pulls the pop-up camera back in again. It does this using data from the built-in gyroscope and accelerometer, and knows when the phone is dropping unnaturally. Just make sure you catch it if you're going to do this on purpose. Number 10 is shooting at the full 48 megapixels. So by default, in automatic mode, when you shoot a photo, it's a 12 megapixel image because the image is built by binding together 4 pixels into one. To use all 48 megapixels individually for a larger image, activate the Pro mode and then tap the JPEG option in the top toolbar. Now choose JPEG 48 megapixels and your manually controlled photos will all be 48 megapixels. 11 is customizing your quick switch camera modes. Now in the main camera app, there are a handful of shooting modes available to quickly swipe between at the bottom of the viewfinder. If there's a mode you'd like to remove or one you'd like to add, open the camera app, swipe up the drawer at the bottom to reveal all the options, and then choose Settings, and then Customized Modes. Now add any additional modes you want, and they'll be in that quick switch list. 12 is shooting at 4K 60. So by default, the video shot in video mode is set to 4K resolutions, but at 30 frames per second. To switch it to its smoothest 60 frame per second capability, tap on the 4K toggle at the top of the camera viewfinder screen and then select the 4K 60 option. 13th and lastly, nothing to do with the camera, is taking a break. Now, one of the OnePlus's new features in Oxygen OS is called Zen Mode, which essentially forces you to put your phone down. Drop the quick settings shade, then select Zen Mode. Before activating, it'll make sure you confirm you definitely want to enter Zen Mode, because once you do, you'll have no access to apps or anything else on your phone except emergency calls and the camera. Now put your phone down for 20 minutes and enjoy your peace and quiet.
So those are your tips and tricks. Now, if you need more of them and you just can't get enough, we do have a much more extensive written list on Pocket-lint.com, and I'll leave the link in the description below for you to check that out. And we also have a brand new podcast that comes out every Friday. We talk about the biggest stories in tech for that week. We interview some really interesting people in the interview, as well as help you buy the best products. I'll leave a link again in the description box for you to check that out and to subscribe and listen weekly. I've been Cam. I'm at Cam Bunton on all the important social media networks, and I'll see you again in the next one.